What's going on? How we doing, YouTube? What is up, y'all? It has been some time. Well, since Tuesday at least. But it is Father's Day today. I enjoyed a wonderful weekend getaway to Sedona, Arizona, y'all. If you've never been to Arizona and you plan on coming to this beautiful state that I live in, at some point, I highly recommend when you stop by this beautiful state to stop in Sedona. It's a fun little town. It's pretty nice. There's a lot of hiking to do, a lot of beautiful scenes to see, some good food there. It's awesome. I highly recommend. But yeah, so I did some hiking yesterday. Had a little bit of fun. We went to eat dinner last night at like a really nice little sit down place. Gina wined and dined me. So it was fun. It was good times. Good times. Connor Barrett, welcome back. How we doing? Blue Ink Studios, how's it going? Mass Figure, how we doing tonight, y'all? Craig Perales in the chat tonight. Y'all, I think I've mentioned this once or twice before, but Craig is an IRL friend. He hosts a wonderful gaming podcast that he does every week with one of our other buddies. And they do a great job of covering mainly console gaming. So if you guys are into console gaming, you should definitely go check out Last Call Gaming. It is a great podcast. But welcome, Jan boy, how you doing? Y'all, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys all remember to give your dads some big old hugs. Let them know you loved them, because they like to hear that. No matter how rough and gruff your fathers may be or act, they all love a good hug and a good I love you. I can promise you that. I promise you that. So make sure to do that before the night is over. And if you don't live near or with your fathers, give them a call. Just a nice little phone call on a happy Father's Day will go a very long way, y'all. With that being said, we are at 715 encounters and going for our little pink monkey. I still don't have high hopes that we'll get this tonight, to be honest, but we are in the thick of it, y'all. And I need that love and support from you guys. I need that conviction that we will get it. So drop some sparkles in the chat. Let's get going into this briefcase simulation and see where we can go. I think I've said this before. Blue Ink Studios asks, I live in Arizona. Yes, I do, sir. I live in Arizona, in the wonderful state of Arizona. It's hot, but we do have some beautiful scenes across this great state. It's not a very big state, but it's a nice state. But yes. Fun times. What was I saying right before I answered that question? I was talking about, oh gosh, I don't remember. I totally brain farted there. But 715 encounters in. Oh, I know what I was gonna say is we are deep into this hunt now. Nearing the 1,000 encounter mark. With that, you know what? I need to make sure I watched back my stream the other night, y'all. And, it was the game sounds are a little louder than I think they need to be for you guys. So I'm going to, cause they're kind of turned down in my ears. They're not as loud as what they are for you guys. And so I don't think that I recognized how loud they actually were on y'all's end. But when I rewatched my stream back, both the shorts version and the regular version, it was super loud. So I just cranked it down a little bit. So hopefully the dinging and the beeping from like all the A smashing won't be super, super loud and obnoxious. Let's see here. If I turn this, I'm listening to what you guys are hearing. So I'm actually hearing my voice back right now, and it sounds super weird. It's awkward. I don't know if I could talk while listening to myself. It's so weird. Normally I have the feedback to my ears just to make sure that like I can hear a little bit of myself, but it's not like what I'm listening to right now. It's kind of goofy. But yeah, okay, that sounds much better. Okay, we're back to regular sounds. Blue Ink says we'll get Mikey someday. That is true. We will definitely get it. We just have to stick to our guns and persevere, and we will be fine. No one likes hearing their own voice. Yeah, especially like when you're trying to talk and you could hear your echo back. It is strange, super strange. But I hope you guys all had a good weekend. Did anyone do anything wild or interesting this weekend for Father's Day weekend? Any family trips out there that happened? Anything of that sort? No shiny Starly here. We are not getting the shiny monkey. All right, got my counter going. It's all correct. But yeah, if you guys did anything fun this weekend, let me know. I want to hear it. I want to know your stories. I want to know what you guys did. Even if you didn't do anything fun, if you just hung out at the house and did some shiny hunting, or hung out at the house and played some video games, or hung out at the house and watched the Euro 2024 tournament, baby. That started this weekend. Friday was opening matches in Munich. Germany put the beat down on Scotland. If you guys are soccer fans, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you have no clue what I'm talking about, but I'm going to keep talking anyways because I like it. It's fun. But yeah, the Euro 2024, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically the World Cup for the European continent. So in soccer, there's a big governing body, a world governing body for soccer over the club and international scenes. And that's why we get international windows throughout the year. And club teams are forced to go on break during those international windows because it's all governed by one like major governing body. Well, every region has their own mini World Cup where they compete for a trophy, and the next biggest tournament like on the world stage for soccer besides the World Cup is the Euros. And so they get down and nasty in Europe in a like miniature World Cup. Basically, it's just the European countries though. They have qualifying, so it's all broken down to like the top so many teams. It's being hosted in Germany. They're about 3 or 4 days in now, I think it is. Yeah. But it's exciting. England played today. Italy and Spain played yesterday, I believe it was. It's just some cool stuff, y'all. Summertime is for international soccer. We got Team USA going to start they're invited to the Copa America tournament, which is basically the same thing I was just talking about, like a miniature World Cup for a specific region. The Copa America is for the South American region. And USA is actually the United States is hosting the Copa America because a lot of those Latin American countries, they love to host especially the Latin American region. They love to host tournaments in the States because of that money. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Craig says, do you have a bar you go to go watch or just chill at home? I'd love to head your way and watch some of that. Craigie, I generally watch at home. Today I was out and about because I was traveling home from Sedona. And so I caught a little bit of the game while out eating at I Heart Tacos, actually. But no, I don't have like a specific bar or sports place to go to watch. Generally live stream at the casa. The thing about the Euros though is that they for us they happen in the morning because obviously it's European countries and they play their games during primetime hours for them, which is morning hours for us. So being on the West Coast, the first match usually starts around 6 a.m. and oops, not Turtwig. We are going for Chimchar here. The first matches start at 6 a.m. And then the second round of matches usually happen at 9 and then noon. But the way like the groups break down, I don't know if it's tomorrow. I think it's the next day. There will be only 2 matches, but basically there's going to be like 30 days straight of soccer in the mornings for the Euros. And then when the Copa America starts, that will be hosted in the States. So those matches will start like mid-afternoon, late afternoon. So next weekend, once the Copa America starts, we're basically going to have soccer games like all day long that we can watch. And it's going to be nutty. So if you are a soccer fan, it is a great summer. It's almost as good as World Cup summers. But Craigie, if you do want to link up and watch some matches, USA opens up their Copa America matches next weekend on Sunday, I believe. It is going to be a hell of a time. Hell of a time. I'm just really hoping that Team USA can perform well at the Copa America. We've got a super young, talented squad, but under this like I don't know, federation, US federation, I guess, the like management that oversees everything and the coach, we have yet to perform well or like reach, you know, what most assume to be our potential. So I'm just hoping that we don't, you know, like crash and burn like we have so far on in past tournaments. No shiny Starly, no shiny Chimchar. Y'all, we're looking for that pink monkey. Ooh, excuse me, pink monkey. Craig's asking. No, Blue Ink Studios is joking, Craig. He's not really headed this way. And Havasu Falls is actually a place in the Grand Canyon. It's not even in Havasu. It's not even in Havasu. Connor moving over to the shorts chat. Yo, guys, if you guys don't already know, I am streaming vertical as well as horizontal or regular, whatever you want to call it. If you prefer one view over the other, you can jump back to my YouTube page, click on the opposite. It is, they have the same thumbnail, the same title, everything the same about them, except the vertical format stream has hashtag shorts at the end of the title to push it into the shorts feed. Craig, you got hosed, my friend. You got shown. But yeah, guys, if you have not, you should definitely check out Last Call Gaming. It's a cool channel. Craig hosts a great podcast weekly about video games. They're constantly covering different video game news, mainly in the console space. But yeah, it's some good stuff. That channel is Last Call Gaming. If you search it, their emblem is just like a white circle with their name in it, and it has like a beer mug looking emblem. Easy to find, super good. That is not our pink Chimchar. Still have not. The good thing too, though, is that we have not phased on that darn pesky Starly. That is my biggest worry, y'all. Phasing on that stupid Starly. Ooh. kind of boils my blood just thinking about it. If we phase on that Starly after grinding out these encounters, I might break a window. I probably won't, but is that trash can full, babe? Yeah, it is. I need to take that trash can out because Gina will not take out the trash. She does not take out the trash. Sometimes I think to myself, like, I wonder what she did before we lived together, because I know there were times where her trash was probably just like overloaded to the max, and she probably just refused to take it out until a friend came over and emptied the trash for her. Anyone else have friends like that? Or a significant other, a spouse? They just refuse to do certain household duties. Blue Ink Studios says Gaver guessed the Feebas. I will eventually. I still have quite a bit from that first sit down. I still have quite a bit of content from that first sit down. So I could probably do like maybe 1 or 2 more shorts from that. I need to record my voiceover for my next Mass Figure. How you doing, man? I don't think you were around whenever I started stream. I gave a shout out to everyone that was already in stream, but I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. What was I saying before that? I was talking about, the content. So yeah, I need to do a voiceover for my next Shiny Team member. Need to add another one of those little informative thing. Get back to that. I've also been thinking about possibly doing I need to do some fun little. Oh, Craigie dropping the link. Hey, the link doesn't work in the shorts feed, y'all. It does not work in the shorts feed, unfortunately, but you might be able to highlight it and just copy that to send it through. Mass Figure says that I want to suggest another Pokemon, Zeraora and Talo. I like those ones. The only thing I worry about, okay, so I tried to stay away from things that were too normal. Like when it comes to Pokemon, you know how like sometimes you can get like you have Pokemon like Furret, for instance, that are pretty normal looking. I did the Furret on behalf of Mass Figure, but also I had an idea that it would go pretty well for me, and it did. But I don't want to do too many of like the generic birds, because I don't know that it would put out that it would create the best content, you know what I mean, for Gina's guesses and whatnot. I could try. We could do something. I might try to squeeze that in. Connor, thanks for the happy Father's Day. I appreciate it, my friends. And I am hoping that this shiny shows up tonight, y'all. These encounters of like every few minutes, it's really putting a damper on the game, on the gameplay here. Craig asks when I can get by to record the episode. Oh, next week? Let me think about it. I'll have to, oops. I'm jumping the gun. I already knew that one wasn't shiny. I will have to double check my schedule. I don't really have any like set appointments this next week, so I should be able to probably get by there at some point. Yeah, I should be able to get by there. Are you itching to get it going? Get that episode a rolling. Mass Figure says instead of Talo, you should substitute Altaria. Oh my god, I don't even. Altaria would probably be a really good one. That or Swablu. I could just do that. I did Eevee and Sylveon in the first sit down, and it was pretty good because I did them back to back. Well, I think I might have had one Pokemon in between them. So yeah, I still need to add Eevee to one. There was another one that she got wrong that was pretty funny, and so I'll have to go back through the footage and find that too. But guys, my TikTok page got banned for the content I was posting. If you guys have seen on YouTube, it's all the same stuff. I've posted to YouTube and to TikTok. My TikTok page got banned. I have no clue why, and they give you zero explanation. I just woke up, went to sign in one morning, and I couldn't sign into my account. Says that it's banned permanently, and then you have like a little suspension notification. I've gone in, I've messaged, I've tried to get feedback. I have no way to like get an actual appeal going because you have to be able to sign into your account to get an appeal. So I can't even get into it. I'm just like so lost right now. It's kind of frustrating, to be honest, because there is zero personal like feedback at all whatsoever. I'm just banned, and the only response I've gotten from TikTok are these generic ass, like super generic responses of follow like these different links, which I've already done, and spam the crap out of the inboxes. I just have to continue to do it, I think. But it's just mind-boggling because I've seen stuff on TikTok that's pretty offensive, to be honest. And those accounts still exist. And then there's me posting Pokemon content with Gina guessing Pokemon. My page gets banned. Who the heck knows, right? Who the heck knows what's going on around here, around these parts? Let's do a sit down and go over it. Then we can record. Yeah, for sure. Probably. What are you thinking, Craig? Like an hour's worth of time, hour and a half, couple hours? What do you think it's gonna take? I'm guessing that it's gonna be a good hour's worth of time, hour and a half maybe. In the record mode, yeah, buddy. Back to that grind, ready to go. Connor says, I get a shiny Feebas today in Pokemon Go. Nice, dude. Congratulations on the shiny Feebas. I just saw today, I was scrolling through Twitter before starting stream, and I saw, do any of you follow Quick Panic? He's another shiny hunter in the community. But he posted a cool little fun fact about Melodic. The Japanese platinum shiny version of Melodic, the antenna on Melodic are different colors based on its gender, on whether it's a boy or a girl, which I thought is pretty cool. But it's only like, it is so specific to the Japanese version of Pokemon Platinum. Like no other game has it. Mouse Figure says, I don't have kids, but I did get myself an Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer box. Yo, have you already opened the packs? Did you pull any goodies? Did you pull anything good, Mouse Figure, from the ETB? I hope you got some good snags from that ETB. That would be pretty sweet. But y'all, the hike that we did in Sedona was so pretty. First of all, Sedona's just a pretty place. Like most of Arizona's pretty much desert and pretty desolate. But when you get up to like the northeastern part of Arizona, it gets pretty grassy and quite a bit of trees and beautiful sights to see. And in Sedona specifically, Sedona's like down in this canyon, and it's like surrounded by these red rock mountains or yeah, they're mountains, and just super beautiful scenes, like stuff that you would think that you're seeing in a movie or a cartoon. You see a lot of in Sedona, but this hike that we went on was so neat. So you go up this like valley basically, and it was, I think it was a little over a mile. I think it was a couple mile hike. I think it was a 3 mile round trip, is what we did, but we got a little bit lost. So it might've been a little bit farther for us than just the 3 miles. But overall it was super cool. We went up. Blue Ink says, I'm going to listen to music for a bit. BRB, yo, we will be here when you get back. No big deal. Odd Bro, welcome. How you doing tonight, my friend? How was your weekend? I hope your Father's Day is going good. I hope you told your dad happy Father's today. If you didn't, be sure to do that. But yeah, so the hike, we traveled up this valley basically, and at the end of the trail, you get to these caves, and there's a main one. There's one main cave that's like all over social media. It's all over Instagram, Facebook. People post pictures of it all the time, and it's this cool narrow type cave, and you have to like climb this steep, narrow, I don't know, naturally formed out staircase out of rock. And when you climb up into the cave, there's like a ridge that you can traverse, and on the ridge there's a window, like a lookout spot in the side of the mountain, where you can look out of the cave and down through the entire valley that you just hiked up. It's so cool. It's called Soldier's Pass is the hike that we did. You guys can look it up and you can see pictures people have posted of it. It's super neat. But the cave was so cool. We started our hike a little bit later in the day or a little bit later in the morning than we would have liked to. And so it got pretty warm out there, but once we got to the cave, it was like 15 degrees cooler inside this cave than it was outside. It was so crazy. so crazy. Lord Pancake, welcome to the chat. How you doing, my friend? Drop in the pancakes comment, and then probably back in the background once again. But that's okay. If you just want to lurk, Lord Pancakes, you go on and lurk, my friend. Lord Pancake. It's not Pearl. It's just plural. It's just one pancake. The Odd Bro says Father's Day was okay. Turns out my sister's birthday fell on the same day as Father's Day, so we had a party yesterday to avoid the overlap. She still made today mostly about her. That's okay. It happens. It happens. Sometimes the birthday day is a little more special. As long as your dad was okay with it, I think that's all that matters, right? As long as you had a good day. Like Ice Cube style. Today was a good day. Okay. We started out tonight at 715 encounters. We're 11 encounters in, y'all. This is kind of what I'm talking about. This hunt wouldn't be as bad, I don't think, if the encounters were happening more quickly, you know? But the whole 3-minute cycle process, it just makes it feel like an eternity to get through one encounter. that makes it a little bit on the frustrating side, but no shiny monkey there. The Odd Bro says he wasn't entirely okay with it, but he rarely disciplines her anyway, so he didn't care that much. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, is it the younger sister? Sometimes the younger siblings tend to get away with a little bit more. You tend to be a little easier on the younger siblings than the older ones. As a parent, I have come to find out. Craig says, "What is your favorite rap song ever?" Ooh, favorite rap song ever. Let me think. Probably something from NWA. I just loved their Straight Outta Compton album is so good. And if I'm going rap, I like that more traditional, like initial rap. That or something from Dre's Chronic album would be something I would consider. Yeah, I would probably stick. I'm thinking the NWA way is the way to stay. And honestly, the Straight Outta Compton album, as well as the track is probably my favorite. It's a pretty good one. I've never when it comes to music though, I do vibe with like certain songs, but it's hard for me to like pinpoint, you know, like if you were to tell me a genre, like that question for instance, picking a specific song out of a genre is hard for me, because I listen to a lot of different music, to be honest. Like I'll listen to country, alternative, hip hop, rap, rock, all kinds of stuff. And I have like multiple songs from every genre that I like to listen to. So it's hard for me to pinpoint, but yeah, I would say like when it comes to rap songs, Dre's Chronic album and NWA's Straight Outta Compton album are probably my two faves. Craig says, I was listening to Chronic 2000 the other night. It's such a good album, dude. The whole thing is so dynamite. Just Dre is a genius, you know? Craig, you're going to Blink 182. I'm going to that same concert. The 4th of July concert, right? I will be in Vegas going to that show. Gina bought me tickets for Christmas or my birthday, I believe it was. One of the two. So I am super stoked. I cannot wait for that show. That, and then also Gina and I will be going to the When We Were Young festival in October. That's going to be a blast. Last Figure says, I did also buy a Piplup plush because I was like, if they have anything Piplup related, I'm buying it. Nice. So did you get your ETB at like a Pokemon Center or something, or did you just get it at like a general store and then you found the plush there too? The Odd Bro says, of course it's the younger sibling. I only have younger siblings. Same. I am the oldest of all of my siblings as well. It tends to happen. Just don't get too caught up in it. It's okay. It happens. It's best to just allow that stuff to happen and move on. No shiny Chimchar here. It'd be really cool if we get that Chimchar tonight, y'all. I know I said this the last stream and the stream before, but I'm dead serious. If we get the Chimchar tonight, it would be pretty freaking sweet. Mass Figure, you went to a Poke Center? Nice. Where was it just like a pop-up Poke Center shop, or is there one close by you that you're able to travel to? That is exciting. Some official Pokemon Center gear. Very nice, my friend. Craig says, I believe so. Gino bought me a ticket, so saddle up and ride. Yes, sir. It is going to be such a good show. So you're going with your brother and Nene then? Will you be there with a group of people? I know quite a few people that are actually headed to that show actually. I know another close family friend of mine is heading to that show. A couple people I work with are going to be at the Blink show in Vegas. Yeah, something like that. But guys, hey, if you are confused at all whatsoever about chat or me responding to one chat or the other, I do have 2 streams happening at the same time. So there is a vertical format stream as well as a normal format stream. So if you prefer one view over the other, you can jump into my YouTube channel and then follow the link back to whichever stream you prefer. The vertical format stream has hashtag shorts at the end of the title. So if you don't prefer to watch in like the standard TikTok or Instagram reel view, like that vertical long stretched out thing, if you're watching this stream and you see the gameplay directly under me right now with Chimchar way at the bottom, you are watching the vertical stream. If you see me in a small window with Chimchar underneath me and the gameplay to my right, it's your left there, then you are watching in the regular format. And there are 2 different chats happening at the same time that I'm responding to. So if you're confused at all whatsoever, that is the dealio. That is what's happening. No shiny Chimchar. Connor says, get the shiny on Father's Day. Yo, I hope so. That would be epic, right? That would be a great way to cap off Father's Day, is to end it with a shiny Chimchar from Shining Pearl. Shiny Chimchar from Shining Pearl. Say that 10 times fast, y'all. Don't get tongue-tied while you're at it either. Mass Figure says there was a pop-up near me just for today. Yo, that's exciting. I would love that. A pop-up Poke Center shop. If you guys don't know what that is, it's Pokemon company has like their own specific stores, and they're called Poke Center shops or Poke Centers. And occasionally they'll do like pop-up shops. And Mass Figure was able to go to one today. How exciting is that? Got himself an ETB and a plush, a Piplup plush, no less. I feel like a lot of y'all that watch my stream are like Gen 4 and in the Gen 4, Gen 5 range of starting Pokemon. I feel like those, for some reason, that seems like the biggest majority. That and then I don't think it's as big of a majority on the Gen 3 Pokemon fans. But I do think that they tend, like, people that started in Gen 3 and have like nostalgia and love for Gen 3, I feel like are just the loudest about it, you know? And I know a lot of people are like, Gen 1ers are the loudest. They complain about everything because nothing's as good as Gen 1 to them, which I beg to differ, okay? Because first of all, case in point, I'm a Gen 1er. I started Pokemon, I think I was like 9 when Yellow came out. And I am for sure a Gen 1er, like through and through. But I have such an appreciation for more recent generations. And I don't feel like Gen 1 is like the far superior or anything like that. I do feel like Gen 3 kids or Gen 3 fans get very they get very like territorial and I don't know if it's because of like the Groudon Kyogre battles and Rayquaza being such like a beloved legendary, but I feel like Gen 3 peeps, they are just rabid sometimes, like overly aggressive about their favorites. Connor asks, do you play Pokemon Go? I do not. I don't play Pokemon Go. I downloaded the app and opened it up, created a character, played for a little bit, caught a few Pokemon. I didn't care for it too much, to be honest. It's I'm not like a big mobile app fan. Any games I play on my phone are generally like brain buster games. Like I play a lot of Sudoku on my phone if I play it. And then also I have the New York Times app so that I can play Wordle every day. And then besides that, I usually use my phone for social media. And that's it. So I don't need that for anything. I don't think so. What is it? I don't know what that is. So no. Short answer is no, I don't play Pokemon Go. Long answer is I don't generally use my phone for apps other than like social media for the most part. Natalie, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Welcome, welcome. Who is your favorite Pokemon of all time? Let us know in the chat. Drop it like it's hot, please. Connor says that they love shinies. Yo, I know that Pokemon Go makes it super easy to shiny hunt. And I'm not like one of those shiny hunting snobs that's like, "Oh, you take the easy route and so your shinies aren't legitimate." That I don't believe that 1 second. I think that everyone that shiny hunts can have their own way of shiny hunting and enjoying it. No matter what that might be, if you like the newer versions because it's more convenient and you don't have to spend days upon days shiny hunting, more power to you. I totally understand. I'm about to lose my mind if I get past odds in this hunt, so I could totally understand that. Mass Figure says he's got to go. Yo, I hope you have a great evening, my friend. We'll see you on the next one. But I also I couldn't get into the gameplay of Pokemon Go, and so it just didn't interest me. So I will use Scarlet and Violet to get my easy shinies, and then when they eventually release Gen 10, I'm hoping that we get another way to shiny hunt legendaries besides Dynamax Adventures. But until then, I'll be using the Dynamax Adventures to get there. Natalie says, I like Shiny Wug Trio. Yo, that's a good one to have. Shiny Wug Trio. Massfigure says, if I pull my shiny Darkrai out of Go, if people see it, they'd probably say it's fake. Oh yeah, because it's shiny locked other than that. Or oh yeah, I guess so. A lot of the mythicals have never been released shiny, right? There's a good chunk of them. Or only released shiny in Go. I think Shiny Wug Trio is purple, correct? Am I correct in that? I'm trying to remember. Because Wiglet is white and then Shiny is pink. And then I think, because Trio's normally pink, and then I think his Shiny's purple, I believe. I can't remember though. I'd have to look that one up. I'd have to resort to a Cerebi lookup to see. You know who has a really cool Shiny that I didn't realize? Is Helioptile. Is super cool. Natalyn says it's blue. Okay, it's blue. It's a blue Shiny. It goes from that vivid, like magenta pink color to a nice blue. Very nice. Playing Legends Arceus. Oh, such a good one. I need to finish off my Shiny Charm there so I can get the. I want to hunt that Shiny Alpha Raichu. Craig says, do you see the future of Pokemon movies progressing to become a solid franchise? Or do you think the fizzle might come too soon? Well, considering that they released pretty much a movie every year since the original movie, up until like this last year, right? I think was the first year that the Pokemon company didn't release like a full length film to accompany any games, which is weird because normally they would release a film and then that would kind of usher in the mythical of each generation, and they would wrap in other mythicals or whatnot, or they would do promotional giveaways and things like that. But yeah, this last year I think was the first year that they did not release a full length or like a feature length film in a long time. And the community was pretty, the like, I shouldn't say the entire Pokemon community, but the in the weeds, data miners and the hype guys, all the, gosh dang it. What's it called? The theory guys. I can't even think of their names right now. Anyways, on YouTube, there's like groups, there's channels that do all of the like theory casting and whatnot for the Pokemon games and Pokemon Company, but a lot of them were surprised at a movie not coming out. Craig says, not anime, I mean the new style. Detective Pikachu. Oh, like the live action stuff. Well, it seemed like Detective Pikachu was received pretty well, but they had, and I know that there were talks of making a sequel, but they didn't actually do anything with it. So I'm not too sure like how to even assess that, you know, like I enjoyed Detective Pikachu. If they would have made a sequel, or if they do make a sequel, I will definitely go and watch it. I'll go see it. But until they do, it's kind of a moot point, I guess, because I think it was a whole lot of talk and no action, and nothing really happened with it. So yeah, that would be that. I hope that answers your question. I don't know that they're going to do any more live action style. It would be cool if they did. I think that the live action movie was really cool. I loved seeing all the different Pokemon in that movie. And like the designs of them, I thought it was neat. Like that Charizard in like that underground battle area was super cool. But yeah, I don't know. I know there's a portion of the fan base that's like heavy into the animation style and keeping it PG, I guess you would say, because the live action animation and whatnot and the designs were a little more mature, I think. A little more mature than people were expecting, at least. So I would like to see more. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think if they would have done more, they would have already done it, or there would already be things like in production, whether that be like filming for it, and we would get a bunch of leaks. That's what the word I was trying to think of earlier. The leak community for Pokemon, they were the ones that were shocked that we didn't get an animated movie last year. Connor says, Pokemon Go is the GOAT. I'm glad you feel that way. Hey, every fan of Pokemon is allowed to love what they want to love, I feel like. That kind of circles back to our discussion, or like the discussion earlier about Gen 3 fans being like super adamant about their their fandom and the Pokemon from that generation and the love that they have for them. I think that that Gen 1ers, like the hardcore ruthless Gen 1ers, get a little too obnoxious. But for the most part, I think most Gen 1ers are pretty accepting of all of the generations. And the fact that the franchise has carried on for this long, I feel like there has to be, like, every Gen 1er probably has a good appreciation for that. Craigie, we could probably do an entire episode on your last call page just discussing the different mediums of Pokemon, like the animation, the anime, the movies, the games, all in their specific realms, and the fandom behind them, the feeling of them, the cards, Pokemon Go, for instance. But no matter which way or how you get into the franchise or what keeps you going in the franchise, I think just being a fan of Pokemon, like everyone that is into the franchise can relate in one way or another. And I think it's super cool that something like Pokemon can immediately link people together. You know, like you hear stories of people going to these different live events, whether it be Pokemon Go events or like the Pokemon company's regional events for cards, video game, Pokemon Unite, things like that. It's cool that that no matter what medium you come from, everyone still relates and comes together as a whole. And that's what's pretty cool. Like I kind of relate it to I shouldn't claim that I'm a CrossFitter anymore because I haven't been in months, damn near a year actually. And but it's kind of the same aspect. Like for a while, my work kind of took me around the Southwest or like the West Coast of the country. And I went to multiple different CrossFit gyms, and it's cool how in that workout method, you can go to different gyms across the country and you would get the same feeling. And I feel like Pokemon is kind of that same way. As you like travel around the country or you meet different people, even if you are a fan of the video game or Go or cards, no matter what medium you come from, everyone can relate to each other when it's finally like brought up. There was a woman and her husband in our pool shop on Friday, and they were looking at hot tubs, and she had like this purse or like a backpack purse, you know, and she like unstrapped it off of her arm, then set it on the counter. Well, when she turned it around, I realized it had Pikachu on the front of it. It was a Pokemon bag, and I didn't check to see like what brand it was or anything, because I'm not like a big bag or like clothing person on that level. But just seeing that and like relating to her on the showroom floor was kind of cool, because it's totally it's like that. It's like that topic that can instantly bring people together, you know. It's just a neat feeling. Craig says, I'll do my research and we can do a crawl of the timeline. Yo, that would be fun. I was actually on Thursday or Friday, I was looking through like the release schedule of all of the video games, because I was thinking about it to myself. I had a major break, and I think most Pokemon fans have some sort of break in their fandom, amongst the games, you know. And I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to Charlie Merriman's. It's like 6 Pokemon, 1 life aspect. He interviews different people in the Pokemon community. From like the professional standpoint, so casters, competitors, and the like, and he's done a couple streamers, I think, too, or like content creators. I think he's done 1, and then a couple casters, couple competitors, but he was interviewing this person, and like a common thing with each interview he's done, I think he's done like 10 now. Everyone had some sort of break in their fandom, no matter what. Like, it is such a common thing. It's so crazy because when I got back into Pokemon and Sword and Shield, I always thought, holy crap, I've missed so many gens of Pokemon that, like, I felt almost like a fake fan, you know? But then realizing that everyone has hit something like similar, it kind of makes you realize, like, oh crap, like everyone kind of hit that same fandom break, you know? And it's always seems like it's kind of the same thing. Like you kind of, you fall in love with the franchise, you go through, and then you hit a point in your age or growth where other hobbies take over. Generally, it's because of some sort of like aging, and then you feel like you're too old for Pokemon or something of that sort. And then you move on, and then always find your way back to the franchise. It seems like everyone always everyone that comes that is a Pokemon fan always has a break and then finds their way back to the franchise. And mine happened from, I was aware of Gen 3 and I played a little bit of the games, but I didn't own Ruby or Sapphire. So my break was from like Gold and Silver era until Sword and Shield. I had a huge break in Pokemon fandom or like gameplay. And so my true experience of like Gen 4 is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, because I own a DS now, but I don't own any of the original like Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum games. But like Gen 3, I only kind of toiled with. I own those games now, and I've got a playthrough. I think I've mentioned this on stream before. I've got my GBA next to my desk that I've modded. Or next to my desk on my nightstand that I've modded, and I've played it occasionally. I think I'm like 3 badges into Sapphire version, but yeah. So I had a huge break, and then Sword and Shield brought me back to the franchise. When I bought my Switch, I bought my Switch for Sword and Shield. Well, actually, I bought my Switch for one of the 3D Mario games, not Odyssey. It was, I bought it for, oh my gosh, the 4-player one that had Bowser's Fury on it, because I thought Bowser's Fury looked so cool and I wanted to try it. And then shortly after that was when Sword and Shield released, and I jumped on Sword and Shield so quick, got the DLC, fell off before DLC came out, so I didn't actually play the DLC until later when like Diamond and Pearl came out. I got Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. I played through these games, and then I went back to play through Sword and Shield's DLC before playing Arceus. And I spent so much time doing that when I was done with the Sword and Shield DLC, Scarlet and Violet were already coming out, and so I got those, and I dove all into Scarlet and Violet. Like, it was the first game that I completed a Pokedex. I had a living dex going. I got my shiny charm, and then I started shiny hunting, and then that's what kind of brought me to streaming and things like that. But yeah, I had a huge break. So I've never played 5, 6, 7. I've only played 8, 9, 3, 1, and 2. but I never played like, the only remake I've played is Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is what kept me around for Gen 3 when it did come out. Cause Craig, I think you and I were seniors in high school when we were juniors or sophomores in high school when Ruby and Sapphire came out, and we were freshmen in college when Diamond and Pearl came out. Super Mario 3D World. Yes, that was the one with Bowser's Fury. That's what got me to buy the Nintendo Switch. Because at that point I had owned a PC. I was kind of deep into Call of Duty Warzone, and then I got that game. I got the Switch and that game specifically because of Bowser's Fury. Craig says, is that a Nintendo thing like Mario, DK, Kirby, Link, or is that a Pokemon thing that brought you back? It was that brought me back to Pokemon. It was just a straight Pokemon thing. And I just so happened to have just bought the Switch. And so I had hardware that could play it. So, okay, tracking back to my story, I was later in high school when Ruby and Sapphire came out. And so I was like kind of to that point where I was too old for Pokemon. I played Fire Red and Leaf Green because of nostalgia, and that kept me around the Gen 3 stuff. And I had like dabbled in Gen 3 a little bit, like a friend's game. It was actually one of my younger siblings' games, I think. But then when I was a freshman in college was when Diamond and Pearl came out. And when I was in college, I wasn't going to go buy a DS. I didn't own a DS yet, and I wasn't going to go buy one for those games. I was pretty heavy into studies, extracurriculars, and then I had whatever newest version of Xbox was at the time, and I was big into like FIFA and whatever Halo was at the time, like online Halo play. I didn't play a whole lot of Pokemon at those stages in my life. I was aware of them up until like the 3DS. So like X and Y is when I completely lost touch with Pokemon. Black and White, I knew of things that were happening with Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Black and White, Black 2 and White 2. I was aware. But like X and Y and Sun and Moon, you could have shown me Pokemon from those games, and I would have never known anything about them, what the heck they were, or anything like that. And then when I already had the Switch and realized that Sword and Shield were coming to the Switch, that's when I was like, oh shit, I can get back into Pokemon now. And I did, and it was amazing. Craig says Nintendo is good just to bring people back to the ecosystem. Yeah. And honestly, like, I got my Switch because of Bowser's Fury, but, and I think my two older kids were super young at the time when I got the Switch, but I did get like Mario Party and Mario Kart also. I think Mario Kart came with my Switch, and then I bought Bowser's Fury and Mario Party because like, I was like, hey, if I'm going to have a console at the house and we have friends over, I always remember playing Mario Party as a kid, and it was always cool to have like friends over. And so I remember playing Mario Party a couple times, like with friends coming over, but it wasn't like a regular thing. And then the Switch ended up in my like gaming room, you know, and away from the living room completely. And that's where I completed Sword and Shield DLC, and then later on my own with Scarlet Violet, Diamond and Pearl, and things like that. But yeah, Nintendo is, I feel like Nintendo's always the easy console to like get into the gaming ecosystem. And then Nintendo always seems to do a really good job of like innovating features on their system to keep people around, you know, like to keep them competing with the big dogs of PlayStation and Xbox. Because by no means, besides like the Nintendo IPs and people's nostalgia and love for those IPs. Besides that, like Xbox and PlayStation, just performance wise, no offense, they shit on Nintendo. It's not even a competition. I mean, it's to the point where like modern consoles with the Xbox and PlayStation, they're competing with PCs now, you know, like which never would have happened. But now that you're getting so expensive with these consoles, I mean, you're almost to the entry point level of a PC anyways. And some of them perform as well as like a mid-level PC, to be honest. Craig says, I'm so over Mario. The last game was a huge letdown. I'm glad Pokemon is still running strong. Yeah, the Pokemon just released, so their fiscal year is like from March to February, I think it was. And so every year they'll release like their updated numbers. And so this past March, or I'm sorry, in April, I think they released their numbers from the previous March. And Scarlet and Violet are the third best selling Pokemon games of all time, only behind Sword and Shield, which it's probably going to surpass before Gen 10 gets here, and behind original, you know, Red, Blue, and Yellow. Which I don't actually, I'm sorry, Yellow's not included with original Red and Blue sales. Red and Blue sales are up there, and Sword and Shield pushed close to Red and Blue sales. So it's pretty crazy to think that like in the 2 years time that Scarlet and Violet have been out, they're going to push up and probably surpass Sword and Shield, and Sword and Shield is going to be like the next one in line. So the last two generations of Pokemon for the Switch are two of the top three selling Pokemon games of all time. It's insane to think about. They had all of those years of just like gradual decline over gradual decline, and then all of a sudden Sword comes out and it just blew the top off of everything. Craig says, I think we're still on a family plan. And I literally was playing DKC1 and DKC3 last night. What? What's DKC? 1 and DKC3. Oh, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 3. Yes. Oh, for the Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah, for sure. Dude, it's so cool that they have those. I want them so badly. I want the Pokemon Company to release ports of the original games to the Nintendo Switch Online. It just makes no sense why we still don't have Gens 1 through 3 on Nintendo Switch Online. It's so inconvenient to have to go to, well, like they already did that on the 3DS. They released ports that I think you had to pay for, but it made it to where you could like easily get Pokemon from Gens 1, 2, and 3 to your updated console, you know, like in your games and in your storage devices. And now that they have Pokemon Home, there's no like simple way to you can get Pokemon from Gen 3, from Ruby and Sapphire. You can transfer them up through the generations and get them into Pokemon Home, and then like essentially bring a Pokemon from original Hoenn into like Scarlet and Violet, for instance. If you have all the proper hardware, the proper games, and proper save states to get them there. But now it's so inconvenient to get those that like I don't understand why they don't release ports to those original GBA games for the Nintendo Switch Online. And they could, even if they don't release it for Nintendo Switch Online, because I know those are all like free accessibility as long as you pay for the online stuff. But dude, even if they were to release ports of the original GBA games and charge like, I don't know, 10 to 20 bucks, I would buy all of them. I would buy every single one of them. And I know for a fact that every Pokemon fan would do the same thing. And it would be a good way for them to continue to live on the current console until Switch 2 comes, which we know is coming at some point next year, probably, or into this year. And bridge that gap from now until then, you know, like, why not? It just makes zero sense why they, like, we know the Pokemon company likes money. They could make so much money if they were just to release those stupid freaking ports to the Nintendo Switch. And you know, there's gotta be a way to take the DS games and do the same thing and charge more, charge $20 to $30 for the DS games. But I think that they want to do like, well, they've got Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which are remakes, and they sold them for a premium. They sold them for the $60 price that you get every Switch game. And I believe that there's still a chance that we'll get some sort of black and white remakes before the end of this year. Although there's a lot of signs pointing to us not getting anything this year for the Pokemon games. I still believe that we will get something this year, whether it be ports or I think it'll be some sort of like remake of Black and White. We had some credible leakers last year and early this year posting about us getting some sort of like Black and White remake this year. And since the announcement of Legend ZA, it's all gone like black, like there's nothing anymore. So it's kind of weird. And we're getting to a point where like, I don't know, come July, August, if we don't get an announcement by July, August, we're probably not getting a game before the end of this year. And it probably will just be ZA next year, early like spring or something. Craig says DS I can see being tricky with the dual screen. Yeah, but they did it with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Because original Diamond and Pearl and Platinum all use that dual screen. And they essentially ported, I mean, I know that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are more than just a port of the original game, but it's literally a one-to-one remake of the original game. And look, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl actually sold pretty well, considering them being remakes of games. They could easily do a Black and White remake and it would sell pretty good. Especially because Black 2, White 2 are considered like some of the best Pokemon games amongst the Pokemon fandom. Although they were some of the worst selling games, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I think Black 2 and White 2 came out like on a gap year or something like that. Also, it was released on the end of like the DS's life cycle, right when the 3DS came out, I think. And so I think a lot of people knew that there was going to be some sort of 3DS Pokemon coming. They already had Black and White, original Black and White. So getting Black 2, White 2 was kind of redundant, it seemed like. Melissa, welcome to the chat. How you doing tonight, my friend? So I think that the timing of when Black 2 and White 2 released kind of skews the numbers for that game. Because amongst the community, the Pokemon community, Black 2 and White 2 are some of the most like revered games by far. Some of the most loved amongst the entire Pokemon community. Craig says it wasn't a heavy feature in those games. There's other games like Metroid that legit use both screens. Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's the thing though, like in the Pokemon games, the only like thing that second screen was really used for was like your menus and whatnot. So I would think that they could easily port more DS games or even the 3DS games to the Switch, or like make them online or like digital only games and then sell them for, I don't know. I would think like they sold Diamond and Pearl or Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for $60 a pop, and they sold pretty well considering them being a remake, they sold really well. Thank you for the happy Father's Day. I appreciate it. Okay. Yo, we are almost to 750 encounters. Wouldn't you know it? If it's that easy, then wasn't dual screen just a gimmick? Yeah. Well, I mean, all of the Nintendo consoles kind of have a gimmick to them, right? Melissa, he moved back over to the regular stream. I don't know. I think I might need to just go to one single stream. I like having the vertical stream up so that for discoverability reasons, because like what you guys can't see is that my vertical stream has been viewed like almost 100 times tonight. Doesn't necessarily mean people stick around, but it's getting views. But at the same time, I'm not like personally a fan of the vertical stream, and so I would feel kind of bad if that was the only stream that I did on my stream nights instead of the regular format stream. So I don't know. I know it makes it kind of confusing sometimes when chat's happening like in both screens though, or both chats. Not sure what to do. I moved because I went pee with my phone. My tab is in the game room. So you have the tablet on the vertical stream and you've got your phone on the regular stream. I love it. Love to see it. Love the support. Kind of figured it was going to be a little bit slower tonight with it being Father's Day and all. I feel like a lot of people are probably out doing family stuff with their daddies. I wasn't sure. Generally, like my Sunday streams seem to be very hit or miss. Yo, Crispy, welcome. Happy Father's Day, my friend. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Are you in Cali or are you still at home? I saw you post in your Discord. It looked like you were already on a plane to visit the familia in California. Hope we get this shiny little pink monkey. I'm so excited about the naming theme for this playthrough also. It's like super clutch. The turtles, you can't get better than the turtles, you know? Like, name me a better cartoon in the 90s or late 80s, early 90s than TMNT. Go ahead. I know you're probably going to throw out like Spider-Man, X-Men, animated Batman, all things that I would expect to hear. And I wouldn't argue against any of those being better than TMNT. But you boys got a love for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Craig says the phone convo is way ahead of what my tablet is showing. Yeah, that could be a device thing. Or you might just have to refresh the stream and then the other one will catch up. Ketchup and mustard. Crispy says I'm back home in California. Great. That's awesome. I'm glad you made it back to your family. That is exciting. It's always nice to be around family during any time, but especially being able to get there for Father's Day weekend. That's got to be extra special. Did you get yourself some tacos yet? Any tacos? Oh, Craigie threw out the gargoyles. I forgot about them. Yo, gargoyles is a great shout out. That is a great shout, Craig. Melissa says, fast forward, I had to refresh stream when I switched. Yeah, if you just hit the refresh button, sometimes it'll catch you up. If you have like two different devices going at the same time and one's out of sync, you can just take like the one that's slower and refresh the page or app, and it should like kick it into gear. It should catch it up in theory. It's not always guaranteed. Technology's never fun. And speaking of technology not being fun, I'm pretty sure I lost my tablet this weekend on my trip. I'm pretty sure I packed it in the car and it's like nowhere to be found. I can't find it anywhere. I got home. I threw a big tantrum. I was pretty upset about it. Crispy says I had tamales, elote, and now I'm in a family party? What? A family party? Dude, I bet your mom makes awesome tamales, Crispy. I had the most amazing elote last night for dinner. So Gina took me to this nice steakhouse in Sedona, and it's called Mariposa. And it's all Latin inspired. Christian, yo, CN, welcome. It's been a while, my friend. Happy Father's Day. But anyway, so we went to this Latin inspired steakhouse and it was so good. But so it's like a nicer upscale steakhouse, you know, where you usually order your steak and it's like a la carte style and you order your sides to go with it. And all the sides are like family style, you know, or like shareables. So we got some elote, and Gina ordered that they had this like poblano truffle mac and cheese. Oh my goodness. The poblano truffle mac and cheese was good, but I'm telling you, this elote, it's making my mouth water just thinking about it. It was so freaking good. It was like crispy and flavorful, and then they brought out like some fresh lime with it. You know, we squeezed it all over the top of it. Oh my god, it was so good. And then the ribeye that I had, they made everything in-house on a wood-fired grill. So it had this like nice smoky flavor, but it was like great texture, like a good char on the outside of all the steaks. Oh my goodness. Y'all, you don't even know. You don't even know. It was so good. All right, who am I blocking? CN, the first thing he says. Yo, thanks for the happy Father's Day. I hope you had a good happy Father's Day, CN. Vid at 8:30-ish. What does that mean? What are you doing at 8:30? You guys are creating a video? I want in. Craig, remind me of the characters' names from Gargoyles. I remember watching that show as a kid, but I cannot for the life of me remember the character names. I know there was like the main leader gargoyle and he had like the flat top haircut. And then there was like his like right hand man was like that burly type gargoyle. And then there was like the little bat looking guy. And then like the fourth one was like the dude that had like the big long, I don't know, like crow like beak. But I can't for the life of me remember their names. And then I think in later episodes, they had like their little pet one too, like the dog like gargoyle. But then in later episodes, there was like a girl gargoyle and some other ones added to the team, I think. But dude, that was such a good shout out. I did not even think about that. That was such a good call out. Ian says I still owe that child support. The kid's both ours, but I keep them at my house. Yeah, that happens. Good old Craigie. Goliath is the main guy. The rest are all named after things in New York, like Brooklyn, etc. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. The main character is Goliath, and then they're all named after. They're all named after different suburbs of New York? Is that what it was? I think. Dude, I wonder if that show is on any streaming service. That would be a fun one to go back and watch and see how well, if it holds up to the test of time. Craig says they're developing it. It's either going to be a movie or a show. Like they're doing a reboot of the Gargoyles original animated series. That would be super cool. If that's true, I am jumping on board that for sure. Did you watch House of Dragon episode 1 yet, Craigers? I need to watch it. I might cut stream a little bit early just so that I can watch episode 1 of House of Dragon, to be honest. Goliath was my name in my school. No, I wish it was. That would have been sweet. Angela's the girl, but I don't remember her being a true gargoyle. True gargoyle with the parentheses or the quotations. They're doing a live action reboot. That would be freaking sweet. That would be so cool. Yo, who would be your choices to play the main characters for a show like that? Craig says I haven't watched House of Dragon because you're watching my stream. Yes, big dub for your boy. So glad that I could have you here with me instead of House of Dragon season 2 episode 1. Dude, this season is going to be epic. You got the greens versus the blacks. Last season ended with chaos. I don't want to give it away. I was trying to think of a way to explain my feelings without spoiling the last season in case anyone hasn't watched it yet. But I mean, yo, I am so excited for House of Dragon. I was hoping to get a home. I think we were home in time, but I was spazzing out about my about losing my tablet this weekend, and so I didn't actually sit down to watch it before stream. But I want to see it so bad. I want to watch it so bad. Josh Brolin as Goliath. That's a great shout. Great shout. I wonder. It would probably CGI the crap out of it, though. Kevin Spacey, the man needs a win. I could see that. I could see Kevin Spacey as Goliath. Who would you get for the older gargoyle though? Like the older right hand burly guy. You got to have someone iconic in that role. I feel like all the other roles could be kind of casted, and then the actors could just be like, if that show were to blow up like a House of Dragon or a Game of Thrones type, any actor could kind of like pull those roles. But that older distinguished gargoyle, the right hand man, I feel like he'd have to be like a prominent actor, you know? My calves were a little bit tight today, and especially since we were driving back from Sedona. Danny DeVito, Christian says, no way. Craig says Anthony Hopkins. Oh, I love that. Yeah, if budget, Anthony Hopkins, that would be great. Danny DeVito, though, is so out of left field. It's not even close. Danny DeVito could be the dog. the dog gargoyle. You guys remember in the Ghostbusters movie that at the end of the movie, those dogs that were part of like the final demons, like henchmen dogs that were like the gargoyles at the end of that movie. It reminds me of the dog from Gargoyles. Christian says the man is a chameleon. He can play anything. Yo, if you're trying to convince me that Danny DeVito, he can even be the ball. Oh no. I am not buying what you're selling, Christian. I can't do it. I cannot do it. The dog at the doors. Yes. Yeah, it reminded me of the gargoyles. I remember watching Ghostbusters as a kid and thinking that, like, oh, dude, that looks like the gargoyle from the cartoon. I'm pretty sure that's how I related it at first. All right. I'm going to try and get to 760, and then I'm going to take a quick little potty break because my eyeballs is starting to float out of my skull. I think that coffee's starting to hit me. That iced coffee I had earlier. I have to take a quick little pee break. And then I'll finish off a few more encounters before I close it out. I think I'm going to cut stream tonight at like 9. Normally I stay going until like around 10ish, but I might cut it a little bit on the early side tonight and then get back at it on Tuesday for a good long sesh. Can vampires beat gargoyles? Well, aren't gargoyles like indestructible? How do you even beat a gargoyle? You have to like, they have to be like kept out in the sun, right? If they're still active in the sunlight, then they like disintegrate. But I guess vampires would be the same way. So they would die to the same thing. Like both strategies would be to keep each other in the sunlight. Robert Pattinson can beat anyone with a jawline like that. Come on. I am on board with you there. Craig says he's more of a Tom Cruise fan. Can't argue with that. The only thing with Tom Cruise is he's not very tall. They do a lot of camera angles for that man. Stand him up on stools and whatnot. Isn't Tom Cruise like... I think he's like he's only like 5'7" or something like that. He's not very tall at all. But Maverick is definitely one of my all-time favorite characters of any movie. They can die during the night. They have flesh. Who's stronger? Fury Hunter, welcome. How you doing? English or Spanish? I speak English. How are you doing tonight? What is your favorite Pokemon of all time, Fury Hunter? What is it? Drop it in the comments. Let's hear it. We want to know. Christian says Italian. I haven't spoke Italian in a long time. I can still understand quite a bit of it. 5-5 on a great day. Yeah, 5-5 soaking wet. About a $1.50. Whoever moves first is gay. What? I haven't heard a joke like that since like middle school. Okay, a few more encounters, and then I've got to. I can't even think straight right now because I've got to go so bad. I've got to pee. I need to take a pee. My brain's not functioning correctly. I just really want this Chimchar to show up and be here. Pee breaks, yeah. Your boy's got to take a pee break. It happens in these parts. Can't go no 4 or 5 hours straight with no pee breaks. It's got to happen. I won't leave you with a chair stream though. I'll give you a nice scene to look at. I'll turn the music up so you can listen to that instead. Craig says he needs a fresh drink. Don't we all? Yo, I had some pretty good cocktails last night at dinner too. I had this one that was like a smoky margarita. They made it with mezcal instead of tequila. And then I had like this, I don't know, like twist on a whiskey sour. And they floated some egg whites over the top of it. Oh my goodness. It was so good. But they did the whiskey sour with like obviously citrus flavors. It was like a grapefruit type though. So it wasn't like overbearingly sweet, you know? Pretty darn good. Can we act like dogs and pause? Pause the show. Yo, I need to know, are you guys with the greens or the blacks? I need to know. That is a great question. We're just gonna bypass, you know, like zodiac signs and all that mumbo jumbo. We need to know what house you side with. He says that sounds good, just not a grapefruit fan. Yeah, it was pretty good though. The first drink was, like I said, like a margarita with mezcal, and I think it was like prickly pear and smoky. It was super good. It was peach. That's what it was. It was peach. It was like a smoky peach flavor. It was pretty darn tasty. I'm a bean. Oh god. You can't be in the middle, Craig. That's not how this works. You've got to pick a side. You've got to pick a side. You're killing me, Smalls. Stupid pink Chimchar. I like how Grack rolls off the tongue if you're gonna be in between them. All right, last encounter right here. Last encounter. I'm gonna go take a pee and then I'll be back. We'll finish off like the last. Oh shoot! We'll finish off like another, I don't know, half hour of stream. I'm gonna cut stream early at 9 tonight because normally I would try and push until like 10, but it's Father's Day, y'all. It's Father's Day. And I could cut stream early if I want to. Because it's my party. Tell me more about it. Dean, I missed having you around, bud. It's so nice to see you in chat. Okay, let's go. Hurry. I'm like, I gotta go pee so bad. You know that feeling when your stomach's just like about to burst because you're holding your pee in and you can't think? That's where I'm at right now. Just need this. Watch this be the shiny one too. I'm sitting here like having to pee my brains out right now. Let's go shiny Chimchar. Let's go shiny Chimchar. No, what's really gonna suck is if that Starly ends up being shiny one of these times. Okay, not shiny. All right, guys, hang tight. I will be right back. I'm gonna be gone for like all of 2 seconds. Okay, just sit tight. I'll be back. We'll finish off stream with some more hunting. I don't think we'll quite make 800 tonight, but I'll do my darndest to get pretty deep into the encounters. So see you in a couple seconds. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're ready to go. All right, I think I'm gonna try and get through like another, I don't know, maybe 20 encounters. We'll get to 780, 775, 780. and then I'll call it an evening, if you know what I mean. Oh my goodness, because I am really wanting to A, eat some dinner, B, watch House of Dragon, and C, it's kind of dead tonight, y'all. It's Father's Day. I kind of figured it was either going to be poppin' or completely dead like this, and it's completely dead, so your boy's gonna cut it early. But I'm glad you guys are here hanging out. We're getting some encounters in for the shiny pink monkey, the Chimchar. Chimchimmery, chimchimmery, chimchimcharoo. We need to find this little pink monkey. Yoo-hoo. Speaking of Yoo-hoo, Gina and I had Big Daddy playing last night while we were going to sleep. That is such a great movie. Such a great one. Julian naming himself Frankenstein. Like, what kid would not name themselves Frankenstein? That's so great. And then the 30 packets of ketchup. There's so many things that happen in that movie where, like, once you become a parent, you have even like, it's already funny before you're a parent, but then when you're a parent, you have an even bigger appreciation for the jokes that happen in that movie. It's freaking hilarious. It's like when he's watching the hockey game and Julian falls asleep, then he's like wakes up out of nowhere and he's just like gone from wherever he was passed out at. He comes out with the kangaroo song video. Adam Sandler's like, can we just wait till after the game? Kangaroo song. All right. Oh, I've never felt that more than like now with the different soccer tournaments going on. I've had multiple times where I'm just watching a sporting event and the kids are like, hey, we want to do this. We want to watch this. Come on, Dad. Can we watch this? We need a movie. We want to watch a movie. We don't want to watch soccer. You're just like, okay. And the next thing I know, they're watching the big screen TV and I've got the game on my stupid little phone. Giving up the big screen. All for them. Just like, whatevs. You make those sacrifices sometimes, though. As a Padre, you gotta do it. As a Faja. No pink Chimchar. Yo, as long as I don't phase on this Starly, as long as I don't phase on the Starly, we're good, right? I want to get this shiny Chimchar so badly, but I'm just happy with the fact that we don't phase on the Starly, to be honest. As long as we don't phase on the Starly. If that Starly shows up brown one of these times and sparkles, oh my goodness, I will punch a baby. I won't really punch a baby, but I would be pretty sad. Not gonna lie. getting closer and closer to the 1,000 encounter mark too. That is going to be wild. I think at some point tomorrow, I'm gonna go through all of my old streams and finally make that list of everyone's guesses, because I'm actually starting to get like closer to some of the guesses, and I kind of need to have that dialed in, because if one of the viewers gets the shiny correct, that would be wild. I'd be so stoked. I'd be ecstatic to give them a shiny Monferno at the end of this playthrough. What were, you guys remember the old Sprite commercials where they would like open the Sprite and take the drink, and they would always do that with the and you'd hear like the opening of the Sprite bottle. Obey your thirst. I've been wearing my hat all day and it's making my head super itchy. I'm about ready to just it's not too bad. I'll just go the rest of the stream without it, with my hair all a mess. We'll be good. We'll be good. All right. Gotta get to the shiny. Gotta get to this shiny. Hopefully if I sing to this one enough, it'll just arrive. And then we could start the playthrough and then we'll be merrily on our way. Merrily. Which one do we want? Not that. Okay, come on. Pink Chimchar. Pink Chimchar. Nope. Nope. Ah. All right, come on, shiny Chimchar. You can do it. You can be here for me. Just be shiny. Shiny Chimchar. Shiny Chimchar. I know you wanna be shiny. Please just be shiny. Shiny Chimchar. Shiny Chimchar. Come on, Chimchar, be shiny. Are you my shiny Chimchar? This could be the one. Right. 765. Are you my shiny Chimchar? Nope. Not it. All right. It is 8:30 for me now. I'll do 10 more encounters. Should be like, should get us there. Should get us there. About a little less than, it's like 2.5 minutes per encounter. So we do 10. We'll be close to 30 minutes every 10 encounters. No. No, yep, that math checks out. The maths. Okay. Let's go, Chimchar. Let's go, Chimchar. Please be shiny, my little shiny Chimchar. The briefcase simulation is in full effect, and my wits are definitely taking a hit. But also, I'm hungry, so like my empty stomach is kind of dictating how my mental process is being. And my mentality isn't very strong right now. Because I'm just wanting to like go eat some dino nuggies and dip them in some honey mustard. No shiny Starling, no shiny Chimchar. That's unfortunate. Okay. Some good old fashioned alpha hunting and Arceus would be pretty cool. I need to get my shiny charm and Arceus finished off so that I can do some alpha Raichu hunting. Shiny alpha Raichu. How cool would that be? That or shiny Torterra. Because I mean, if I'm going to be checking the, what's it? The Crimson Myrlands, right? If I'm going to be checking the shiny alpha Raichu, I might as well check other alphas as well. Like the Tangrowth, I think there's a shiny, or there's a alpha Licky Licky. That would be pretty funny. To get a shiny alpha Licky Licky on stream. That would be hilarious. Just be roaming about on your braviary and bring. Checking on the Licky Licky. It'd just be a big old shiny. At some point, I do want to shiny hunt the alpha starters from Sinnoh. So the alpha Infernape, the alpha Torterra, and the alpha Empoleon would be super cool to shiny hunt. Why not knock out two birds with one stone? I could shiny hunt alpha Raichu and Torterra at the same time. And then the others, so Monferno, who else is there? Snorlax. There's alpha Baniri. Ooh, Baniri would be a nice one to have an alpha. I'm trying to think though. The Cobalt Coastlands would be fun to get like the alpha Gyarados shiny. Just a big red alpha Gyarados. That'd be pretty sick. Uh-oh. The dogs are hearing something out back. It's the first time they've gotten all riled up during stream tonight. They've been pretty chillax for the most part. Them little doggies. That's just my baby doggy. That's just my baby doggy. Yo, speaking of dogs, okay, so Gina and I have been, Gina has talked about wanting to get a third dog, and I'm on board with it too. And we've been talking about getting a Bernie Doodle, because our current dogs are a Golden Doodle and a Cavapoo. So they're both poodle mixes. Both super smart dogs, super nice and family oriented. And we've been around a couple different Bernie Doodles, and they're super cute. And this weekend in Sedona, there was a miniature Bernie Doodle at the hotel we were staying at, because the hotel was like pet friendly, and they even had this lady that would like pet sit for people while they're out hiking or adventuring in Sedona. And she had the cutest little, she was pet sitting this cute little his name was Ranger, and he was a Bernie Doodle. He was a Bernese mountain dog mixed with a poodle. Just the cutest little thing. He had these little blue eyes, and his fur was like all white with like black patches all over it. And he had like this little brown piece up by his muzzle. It was cute. And he was just like super calm, collected. And I was telling Gina this weekend that would be a fun one to get. A little mini Bernie Doodle. That would be cool. Okay, come on. Is this gonna be the shiny 769? Nice. Come on. This would be like so fitting, right? The pink monkey. Another dog. Yeah, another dog. A mini Bernie Doodle would be the other dog. Craig says, I'm back. Welcome back, buddy. Just feed me. You have your own family to take care of, Sia, and you can't come pretend to be a dog at my casa. Yo, if that Starly turns up shiny and I phase on that sucker, I'm gonna be pretty TO'd. Every time I go into that battle, I get a little bit nervous that Starly is gonna be shiny. My family, Craig's family, we share it all. It is what it is. Just want this shiny to be here so we can start our gameplay. Taking care of business every day. What movie does that song remind you of? Because there are quite a few movies out there with that song in it. But I feel like everyone always has a different go-to when that song hits, and you're just like, oh, this is from blank movie. I know what I think of. But what do you think of? That's the question. Christian says, I actually finally started replaying Pokemon XY since I finished Black 2. Oh, really? Nice. Very nice. Getting yourself all ready for Legends ZA. Are you going to shiny hunt all of the megas? Are you going to shiny hunt all the Pokemon that can be megas, and that way you can transfer them into Legends ZA and already have the megas ready? Shiny style. That would be pretty sweet. Uh-oh, what I just hit? Enter. Okay. I've seen a lot of people shiny hunting the Pokemon that can be megas. I feel like that's a pretty popular thing right now. That will take so long, but I'm in. Count me in. Yeah, that would be pretty epic. I wonder, DN, do you think we're gonna get alphas again in Legends ZA, or do you think there's gonna be some sort of like different form of megas to kind of be the alphas, or something there along those lines? I really want to shiny hunt that Alpha Raichu in the Crimson Mirelands. See, where are we at right now? 841. Got 770. We're doing okay on timing this time around. The encounters aren't taking as long. When I timed it, I think it was like almost 2 minutes per encounter. So I figured I was like around 3 minutes per encounter with stream going on. I don't think so. It seems to me more like a future game than a past game. You think so? You think Legends ZA is going to be like into the future instead of the past? I don't think so. I think it's still going to be a past game. I don't think that they're going to mess with the I think that there's still going to be some sort of time travel involved, but like the reconstruction of Paris was an actual thing that happened, and so if they base it off of similar timeline, it'd be like 100 years in the past, I think is what it is. But they could just completely like throw a curveball and say, yeah, no, and make it over into the future. Craig says, are you nearsighted or farsighted? I am neither. I have very good vision. These are blue light blockers to protect my eyeballs from all of the light strain from everything in front of me here. Because I've got a key light here. I've got this light over the top of my Pokemon over here. I've got all of these screens on in front of me. You guys are right here, but there are computer screens all around you that you cannot see. And so I like to try and protect my eyeballs. So I am neither. But I have noticed as I'm getting older in age, it's not like I don't know how to say it. It's like or explain it. There are times where like I feel like my eyes struggle to focus sometimes. Like if I'm super tired or fatigued, I'll notice that like going from indoors to outdoors, it takes my eyes a little bit longer to like adjust than what they used to. Handsome and good eyes, Jeepers Creepers would be all over him. Oh no. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I would just have to hide. I forgot about those movies. The Jeepers Creepers movies. Craig, did you figure out which house you're gonna side with yet? You can't be in the middle on the green and black train. If you had to pick one house or the other, What would it be and why? I need to know. I need to know. I also need to eat some food. Daddy's getting hungry. Been hungry, actually. All right, I'm gonna do just a few more encounters and then I'm going to end stream after 775. So we've got 3 more and then I will end it from there. A little earlier than I normally do, but for a good reason. For 1, Father's Day. For 2, House of Dragons episode 1 season 2 came out tonight and I really want to watch it. Also, I didn't eat before stream, so I'm gonna grab some dinner when I do that. And yeah, Craig says black. Yes, I love it. I love it. That's my boy. I'm in the same boat with you, my friend. I was not expecting the final episode of season 1 to end the way it did. That was wild. And incest. Yeah. House Black is a little incestual. That's for sure. But what's not in the Game of Thrones realm, you know? Technically, Jon Snow and Dearnese are like distant cousins too, so there's that. Pylord says, just popping in, I'm gonna go to sleep. Yo, thanks for stopping by, Pylord. I appreciate you stopping in. I'm not gonna be streaming for too much longer. It's no big deal. You haven't missed out on too much. Just some more encounters for the evening. I'll be back on Tuesday though. Ready, rip-roaring and ready to go. Ready to rip through some encounters. I think we'll try and hit that 100 mark on Tuesday night's stream. It should be fairly nice, I would say. There have been a few streams where I've gotten through 100 encounters. But the other ones, this is probably the least amount of encounters I've done in one night, is tonight's stream. I do 60 tonight. The first couple streams, I think I did 80. And then most of them have been like around 100. So I'm in New York City right now and it's getting to 12 a.m. Yeah, for sure. You gotta hit the hay when you can. This will be the second to last encounter here, and then one more after this, and then I will be calling it quits. No big deal, but we will be back on Tuesday, ready to go with some more briefcase simulation, soft resets for the shiny Chimchar. You know what it is. I'm thinking too, I think what I want to do, I want to, I was thinking about doing another series where like we do some online battling. I think would be pretty cool because of the fact that like, I like to follow the VGC, tour and whatnot. I think it would be cool to do like a Pylord. Have a good night, my friend. I'll see you on the next one. Christian, you're out too. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Christian, happy Father's Day to you, my friend. And I hope to see you in the next stream on Tuesday, CN. But I was thinking about doing a little bit of online battling in the current format, but actually putting together a team of all shiny Pokemon for the battling. The only thing is, like, a lot of the Pokemon that are like currently meta and part of the big teams. You've got your restricted legendaries plus your other legendaries. I don't have a whole lot of legendaries shiny, so it'd be a little bit harder for me to do that. I agree about the battling. Let's do it. Yeah, that would be cool. It would be fun to actually get viewers involved too with some of the battles. So I need to put together an online team for battling with the current format. I think I should try and maybe use, I had a shiny Raichu gifted to me by a viewer. Probably use him on a team. That would be kind of cool. Bring it full circle. All right. That was not it, but that is where I'm going to call it at 100 at 775 encounters. We're going to call it good. Call it an evening. I hope you guys all had fun. Before you take off, please be sure to drop a like on the stream. Hit that thumbs up button for me. It does help out. It helps push the stream out into the YouTube algorithm, encouraging others to join in with our shiny hunting and crazy things that we're going to do around here. I hope you all had a great evening. I know I did. It was fun for me. I'm going to go grab myself some food now though and watch House of Dragon season 2 episode 1. I hope to see you guys on Tuesday. I'll be back at 6:30 PST where we will continue this shiny hunt for the shiny Chimchar. Enjoy the rest of your evening, y'all. Happy Father's Day to everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.